Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on developing a growth mindset. My name is Zara, and I'm your host for today's session, and I am absolutely delighted that you're all joining us as we just talk about professional development and personal growth. And particularly, I'm excited about this one because we have a special guest joining us today. Today we have Mr. Aderinola Oloruntoye joining us as our special guest. He's a senior industry value advisor at SAP, the Emerging Africa region. And trust me when I say that Mr. Aderinola brings a wealth of experience in digital transformation and innovation, right? And he has many, many years experience. So just hang in with us today, right? And just to let you know a bit about our guest, he has been at the forefront driving organizational change and just fostering innovation across different sectors. He's a certified business transformation management consultant. He's a design thinking and innovation facilitator and practitioner, right? So just know that you are very well covered today. Mr. Aderinola, it's a pleasure to have you with us today, and we look forward to having a very, very innovative and passionate section. So thank you. Without further ado, I'll just like to pass the mic to you and we can get started.
Thank you very much, Zainab. Thank you.
Zara.
Sorry, thank you very much, Zara.
No
Thank you.
worries at all.
It's a privilege to be and an honor to be here today. And I trust that we're going to have an exciting time. Yeah, fun time learning today. I've learned that the best way to learn is by having fun. And so I try to include fun into the learning process that I'm opportuned and privileged to facilitate. So let's go. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes, we're ready. We have about 78 people joining us live on our YouTube channel, and I'm sure they're all excited. And they're saying hello, by the way. They said, good evening, sir. Welcome. Good evening from Zainab. So yes, we're good to go.
Great. Thanks, Zara. And thanks to everybody that has great work you've been doing at 3MTT, putting together, this program for us to build skills and develop our nation. So today, we'll be having a conversation around developing a growth mindset. And the way we want to run this is via a quiz. So if you see my screen, and I think I've copied the link to the quiz in the chat window for us to share with our participants on YouTube. But if you look at my screen, you will see a Menti code that says join at menti.com. So everybody go to menti.com and type in the code that you can see on the screen, 62394304. Go to menti.com and yes, and type in that code. Everybody joining, wherever you're joining from. So I'll just be watching and see as many as have joined the quiz so that we can have a bit of fun here while we learn today. So just type menti.com on your device and use the code 6239 on the screen, 4304, 62394304 for you to join. So okay. I'll just wait a little bit.
Yes, so while they do that and while we give them a minute to join in, I'll just read through some of the welcome messages that we have for you. So we have Rejoice joining from Plateau State. She's saying good evening and she can't wait to see what we have here today.
Okay.
And then we also have Chika from Ebonyi joining in. We have Jazz Love from Imo State joining in. And I can see a message from somebody saying they can't see anything. So I will just call the code again. It's on the screen. So on top of our flyer, we have join@menti.com. And the code is 62394304. Yes, we just posted it on the link. So everybody should be able to click on it directly and join in. So yes, we are waiting for you guys. Please click on it. Yeah, look at it. The link from the Federal Ministry's website. Okay. Anybody joining yet? Or are we still giving them 1 minute? So we'll just go over the comments while they do that. We have Kayode Jacob. Hi, Kayode. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Please click on the link and let's get started. Ernest from Benway. Hi. I hope you can see our link as well. Click on it and let's get started. Trust me. This is going
6 people have joined. 7.
Awesome.
So we have more people joining. That's great.
Yes. So when do we start?
Once we get to 10 people, then we'll start.
Okay, first 10, over to you.
First 10. 8 people have joined now. 2 more.
For this exciting session.
9 people, 1 more person, and then we run the quiz.
Thank you, 3MTT. I trust you to always come true.
Great. Okay, so we have oh wow, beautiful, beautiful. Now we have lots of people have joined now, so I think we can roll. Okay.
Awesome.
I'm trying to okay, good. I'm trying to take what's on my screen away. Beautiful. Wow, 21 people. Okay, so let us roll now. Beautiful. So just watch your screen, and then you will see the questions come up. And those are the questions that we will take and we'll use to learn. So I'm rolling now. The next slide. So let me say that fastest fingers will score more points. Wow, 31 people have joined the quiz. 33, 34, 35. Great. So please let us roll, okay? Let us roll. The quiz is starting now. Answer fast to get more points. So look at your device and answer the question. Who said, this telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered a means of communication? The device inherently has no value to us. Who said that? Among the options. So just click on the options. Thank you. The options, and that's where you answer. You have to be fast. If not, time will elapse and the quiz will. Beautiful. Okay, so who said this? Now, this statement was made by Western Union. And the reason why I use this question as the first question in developing a growth mindset is to let us know that organizations today that are successful today actually could have been more successful if only the people in there had the mindset of learning more than what they were involved in. If the people there had an open mindset, if only they had a growth mindset, a mindset that says, can we do something better? A mindset that says that what else can we do to make what we're doing better? Western Union wrote off the telephone in 1876. Can you imagine? They wrote off the telephone technology in 1876. Who knows what Western Union will have been today? Maybe they would have been the biggest provider of telecom services in the whole world. But this is what we're talking about concerning growth mindset. Never write off what you don't know about. The fact that you don't know about something doesn't mean that it's not useful. is what we call the growth mindset. So that was made by Western Union. It was an internet memo by Western Union, and they limited their growth as an organization. You may be a startup, you may be participating in a startup, you may be part of a founder. The fact that you don't know something does not mean it cannot work. Please take note. Next question is coming. Again, fastest fingers, remember, will score faster, will score more points. So next question comes, and there it goes. Who said this? There's no reason why anyone will want a computer in their homes. Who said that? Among these great innovators. No reason. Imagine. Remember, answer very fast. This one is short. Okay. Okay, so it's not Henry Ford. It's not the Amish group, just a group of people that believe that technology is always bad. And it's not Thomas Watson Jr. It's actually Ken Olsen, one of the, great innovators in the early 1900s, no way, to 1977 anyway. So he said this, that there's no reason why anyone will want a computer in their homes. The question I want to ask you, how many of you have computers in your homes? How many of you are using computers today in your homes? Almost everybody.
We all do.
Everybody, exactly. So
some
why
of
would
us are connecting from our computers
in your homes?
Exactly.
So you can imagine, why would somebody just write off the possibility of something happening? Ken Olsen, great innovator, but then he missed out of the opportunity to what? To change the world via the personal computer. And Bill Gates saw the opportunity. Bill Gates embraced the opportunity. And today we know who Bill Gates is and Microsoft is. So please, 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 never write off anything. Don't think something is not possible. One of the things that we in the innovation space always monitor is what is the behavior of people, the behavior of the market, the behavior of users. As innovators, as people that provide services in the innovation space, you must constantly monitor the behavior of the market, the behavior of the consumers, because the behavior of the consumers defines what and what we innovate, what and what we build, what we work on. So never write off that the behavior of the consumer can change. Never write that off. Today, we all use computer in our homes, and Ken Olsen missed out because of that that fixed mindset that Ken Olsen had, which is the opposite of the growth mindset that we should have as innovators. Third question for today, and I'm going to run very fast because of time. Answer fast. The question is coming, everybody. Who said this one? There's no chance that the iPhone is going to get any significant market share. I'm sure today we know it's false. We know that is false. But see somebody else with a fixed mindset making this statement in the innovation space. So actually, it is Steve Ballmer, the great Steve Ballmer, former CEO of Microsoft, said there's no chance that the iPhone is going to get any significant market share. And of course, Microsoft lost out of that revolution that the iPhone, the interactive phone, brought into the technology space globally. So please, we must, no matter the level we have attained, no matter the success we have attained as providers of services in the innovation space, we must always have a growth mindset. You must be opened to the possibility of something succeeding. Never have a closed mindset. That is very important. Who knows? Probably, maybe Microsoft could have been, in quote, the provider of the iPhones of today. But then, based on the level of success they had, Steve Ballmer, as the CEO, then said, there's no way the iPhone was going to be successful. The interactive phone. I'm sure we know that the meaning of the the iPhone, the iPad, the idea is what is interactive, is the interactiveness, because people want to interact with the device that they have in their hands. So let us see who is leading now on the leaderboard on this learning quiz. Let us see who's leading. Okay. So the leaderboard, we have Montana. Montana, you have to write your name in full so that we will know how to get across to you. But Montana is leading, he is the leader now.
Wow, I'm so excited for Montana. And I'm
So
sure
Montana,
everyone is excited as well. So Montana, if this is you, please drop your details and we'll reach out to you. Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you, Zara, and congrats to Montana. So this is just the part one. We have 3 parts to this quiz. Okay. So with these quotes from these people who could have done more, these innovators who could have done more, let us now ask ourselves, what then is actually the growth mindset that we want to talk about today? What is this concept of having a growth mindset? I know we are expecting definitions, but we'll not go that traditional route of having definitions and all of that kind of stuff. Okay. We're going to just take some points. 3 things we should understand to be able to develop a growth mindset. Because we've seen from these examples of these people that were successful, imagine the former CEO of Microsoft, we've seen, Western Union, successful company, who could have done more. We've seen Ken Olsen, one of the innovators of that time, who could have done more, but then they had fixed mindset and that limited what they were able to do. So what is this growth mindset? 3 things we must consider. Please note them. 1, mindset is a choice. Your mindset actually is your choice. Your mindset is developed over time. It is not overnight. Please note that. Your mindset, number 2, your mindset can be negative or positive. Number 3, your environment contributes a lot to your mindset. And so if you need to change your environment for you to have a different kind of mindset that will be positive, probably you should change your environment. But your environment, which means the place, the people, and the things you interact with. The place, the people, and the things you interact with. That is what forms your environment. Your environment contributes a lot to your mindset. Okay, so please, what you interact with every day, people, the place, they contribute to the kind of mindset that you have. However, what you permit into your mind from your environment, from the people, from the places, and the things you interact with. It is what you permit into your mind from your environment that will determine the positivity of your mindset. What we are saying is that to have a growth mindset, you must have a positive mindset. You must have a positive attitude towards things. If not, it will be difficult to have a growth mindset. And without a growth mindset, you will always limit yourself. You will always limit your ability to achieve more in your career, to achieve more, particularly in the innovation space that we all belong to. So determine to have a positive mindset no matter what, even if you have to change your environment. One of the reasons why many of us moved from the interland to Lagos or to Abuja, is because of our environment. The limitations amongst the people, amongst the places, amongst the things we interact with was limiting. And we had to change our environment to be able to interact with the right kind of people, the right kind of places and things, for us to have a different view of the environment, a different view of the business space, a different view of the world, and know where is our place? How can we contribute? What can we innovate? What can we work together with to make things different, to make things better in the business space and wherever we find ourselves in our career? The environment is so critical. The environment of an organization determines the success of the organization. I'm sure we all know the story of Kodak. You know, the Kodak was the first to discover actually somebody. And the thing about environment is that the people in the environment are so critical. Somebody in Kodak was actually the first to, in quote, develop the digital camera. But then the environment was not good for that person. What happened? They killed it. Thankfully, he left, and then in another company became the innovator of the digital camera. Today, Kodak, we all know they suffered a lot. So they almost went extinct. So the environment is so critical. Your mindset is your choice. And it's very important to note that. So what is growth mindset based on that? The growth mindset, therefore, is a mindset that has been positively influenced, a mindset that is positive and that has these three assertions. A mindset that says my talent and ability are never enough. I must always have new ones. I must always add new ones. My talent and ability is not just enough for me to succeed in my career, particularly in the innovation space. It is not just enough. Okay? The level of my talent today is not enough. It can be better. So when you believe that your talent and your ability is not enough to succeed, that's a first step in having a growth mindset. Number two, people that have the kind of mindset that says my talent, my skills, and the ability that I have now cannot remain fixed. But this talent has the potential to be better than what it is today. In other words, when you believe that you can train yourself for your skills to be better. If your skill is in developing applications, the level of the skill that you have now, if you believe that you can make it better, you can actually become better, you can develop it further to be a better developer. If your field, like me, background is analytics, and you believe that, oh, your skill in developing dashboards, in developing maybe NLPs, your skill that you have now in developing various models, you believe that you can do better. Maybe models in those days, that can take us 3 or 4 days to develop, to be able to just automate a report for a bank. Maybe we believe that that skill, instead of 3 or 4 days, I can develop my skill better. And now maybe by making it better, what I could have done in 4 days, now I can do it in 3 hours or 4 hours. That is a growth mindset, saying that the skills you have now, the level of your skill now can be further developed to make your skill better than what it is today. That is a growth mindset. And we must all have this kind of mindset. This kind of mindset, because you know why? Organizations are always looking for skills that will deliver value. You can imagine if I, in the analytics space, can build a dashboard that will solve a problem, and I can build it in 4 hours, but you can build the same dashboard in 4 days. Who do you think a company will want to engage? Of course, it means that I can build that in 4 hours. So whatever skill you have, know that every skill has the potential to be better than what it is today. That is what we call the growth mindset. You can grow your skill, you can grow your talent, you can grow your ability. Sometimes what we've seen is that most people, and most of us, including myself, many a times, we are in between what we call the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. And that's what we call the mixed mindset. And the mixed mindset is determined by the situation we are in at any particular point in time. So sometimes you may find that actually sometimes you may be You may be in a situation where you believe that, see, oh boy, this one, I can't do better. But sometimes you may actually look at what you are doing and say, oh, this thing can be better. Now, what we desire, the best place to be is to always be in a position with a growth mindset, not a mixed mindset. But the reality, what we see is that most people have the mixed mindset. It's not the best because opportunities for improvement are always being lost whenever we have that fixed mindset, no matter the situation. And that is so, so important for us to note. So I'm going to run a quiz again. 2 questions are coming now based on these that we have seen. And I'm going to run them right away. They are coming. Fastest finger, score more points. So which of these options does not, remember, does not depict a fixed mindset? It does not, but answer very fast. Look at the options. These are the practical options we have here.
This is getting interesting. Now we know who, now we'll know who has been listening or who has not been listening. So yes, I am loving this. Answers
Thank you, Zara. Absolutely, Zara. Absolutely. So, actually, thank you very much. So 6 people got it right. It is, how can I increase my intelligence? Exactly. If you have a mindset that is always asking, or that sometimes ask, how can I increase my intelligence? That is not a fixed mindset. That's a growth mindset. Okay? But if you have a mind that says, it is hard and expensive to keep learning new skills, that's a fixed mindset. That is not a growth mindset. If you have a mind that says, once you are an adult, oh, my brother, my sister, oh, your abilities don't change. Your abilities cannot change. Your skills cannot change. That's a fixed mindset. That will limit you in your career. Because you know why? The world is continually changing. Now, I'll tell you my own story as I round off later. If you have a mindset that says, my talent has reached a certain level, this level I've reached, oh boy, I don't try. I beg, this is the level I can go. I cannot go beyond this level. No, that's a dangerous mindset to your career. That's a fixed mindset. It will not help you at all. Okay? So next question is coming again.
Remember, you can lead in this section. So
Absolutely.
fingers.
Yes, Zara, you got it. So you can actually overtake Montana. Exactly. Let's see you overtake Montana.
Montana, your crown is shaking.
Really shaking. Really shaking. Okay. Beautiful.
Wow.
So this is quite trickish. This one has 3 correct answers out of the 4. And so this question is like a bonus question. Actually, there are 3 answers. And the reason why I put those 3 answers is because I want to discuss them. Okay. So the question is, which of these options depicts a growth mindset? So I've put some practical situations here, depicting the situation of somebody that went for an interview. Now, after the interview, the person didn't get the job, and the person has different kind of thoughts. Now, those thoughts are the things that I put here, because these are the things that we face every day, okay? Particularly if we are not even for those who are just starting their career, but even for those who are experienced and have faced different kind of situations. Which of these depicts a growth mindset? One, somebody says, I will consider preparing better for the next interview. That's a growth mindset. You believe that you can do better than what you did at the last interview. You believe that you can do better than what you did in the last project. Maybe you're on a project, you are building an analytic dashboard, a CEO dashboard, or corporate, enterprise dashboard for an organization, for a company, and you didn't do so well on the project, but you have looked at yourself, you assessed what you delivered, and you believe that, I can do better. I could have done better. It can be any project. An interview is a project. It can be any project, but with a mindset that I can always do better. If I prepare better, if I bring my A game into the picture, I can always do better. That is a growth mindset. Okay? If I go to the third one, if your mindset says that I will re-answer the question from the last interview, okay, that is what they asked you, when you get home, if you choose to go and re-answer it by yourself at home again, that is a growth mindset. In other words, you believe that, okay, you could have done better. And so if you choose to re-answer it, you will answer it in a new way, in a better way than what you did during the interview. So even though you didn't get the job, you didn't get the the position, but you want to use that to practice for the next interview. That is a growth mindset. Okay. If you also think that, what is the role all about? This role that I interviewed for, maybe I did not understand the role very well. And so I did not answer in the right context that the interviewers wanted. What don't I know about this role? When you begin to ask questions about that will motivate you to what to do more, that's a growth mindset. That will motivate you to want to seek for more knowledge. That's a growth mindset. But if your mindset is that the interviewers already have their candidate, this is Nigeria, they have their candidate. No, that's a fixed mindset. So we should always have a growth mindset, open mindset on what? On how you can do things better. Whatever you are doing, how can it be better? That is a growth mindset. Okay. So these are the two questions. 3 more questions, but that will be towards the end. That's what we're going to use to round off. So let's see. Okay. Zara, what's happening on the leaderboard now?
Who has the crown? Ha? Montana is refusing to move. But we have somebody that is very close,
Okay.
We also have Awosupin Samuel hustling for that crown. And we have Johanna also very closely coming up.
Okay,
but
so this is the top 10.
Has the crown.
Beautiful. So really, this is the top 10. Okay, this just shows the top 10. Everybody else's performance is there in the system, and I'll download it and share it, with everybody. But Montana is refusing to let go. So 3 more questions at the end, but let's still learn 1 or 2 things more before we take the last 3 questions. Quotes, from some people too. So let's see. So you can see that the growth mindset is a mindset that always asks for how can I be better, that believes that I can be better, and is always asking the question, looking for the opportunity to be better with your skills, to be better. In fact, sometimes it may actually be in a field, some skills that does not directly relate to your core skill, but you want to learn more. That's a growth mindset. And people with growth mindset always perform better. It's been proven by research. They always perform better in any task that they are given to do. Even with people in the same field, they always perform better. Because you know why? They will look for how that thing can be done better. And that is so, so important for us to have successful careers. So how do we build this growth mindset? How do we build the growth mindset? See, ladies and gentlemen, there is no shortcut to building a growth mindset. There is no shortcut. It is just the way you build your muscles in the gym. That's the exact way you build growth mindset. So I've just given, just because of time, just four ways to build your growth mindset in the gym of growth mindset. So picture yourself going to the gym, okay, to build your muscles. And these muscles here is the growth mindset. What are the different tools, the different machines that you have in the gym that you can use to also build your muscles of growth mindset. The first one, I call it the treadmill of learning. How many of you have used a treadmill before? Remember, the treadmill in the gym. Those that go to the gym, I'm sure in the chat window, you have used a treadmill. You always use a treadmill, okay? So also in the growth mindset gym, there's what I call the treadmill of learning. You must be open to learning, and you must actually learn. Choose to learn, choose to learn, choose to learn. Last year, I got a mail from my chief learning officer in Germany that said, "Oh, Darren, congrats, you have completed 50 hours of learning." So in 2023, I did about 53 or 54 hours of learning. Once I reached 50 hours of learning, I got a mail from my chief learning officer. He says, "Congrats, you have reached 50 hours of learning." You must just be open to learning, particularly in the disruptive age we are in. Whether you are in banking or whatever profession you are in, if you stop learning, then your career begins to die. So you must be on the treadmill. The same way, if you don't exercise, your health can be challenged. The same way, you must be on the treadmill of learning, always learning. Why? Because the consumer, the users, the business environment is changing continually. Learning is number one, to build your growth mindset. Number two, I call it the resistance band of failures. So in the gym, there is also a machine called the resistance band that helps you what? To build the muscles of your joint, the resistance band. Those that go to the gym, they know the resistance band a lot, okay? Failures in the things and the project that we experience, failure is a kind of a resistance band. What is most important is not the fact that you failed at something. What is more important is what you learned about what made you to fail at that thing. In fact, some people have said that failure is what? First attempt in learning. FAIL, first attempt in learning. I like the quote, and that stuck with me for years, that says that if you learned why you failed on a venture, then you have not actually failed. So if you did not do something well, but you learned the reason why you didn't do it well, why you failed on that project, or why you failed to deliver on that assignment, if you know the reason and you determine that you will not repeat that thing, you will avoid it or you will do it better, then you have not failed actually. So the resistance band of failure helps us to build knowledge, to be able to have a growth mindset and do things better. And then the dumbbells. Who doesn't know the dumbbells? Even in the house, we have dumbbells. If it's a 4 kg dumbbell, 2 kg dumbbell, depending on what your muscle can take, you have dumbbells, okay? So the dumbbells of leadership. Look for opportunities to lead something. Look for the opportunities. It can be in your family. It can be in the place of work when nobody wants to, take a step to do things better, a step to organize something. Step out. Carry the dumbbell of leadership. You will be surprised at the kind of innate skills that you will build in that approach. Then the next and the fourth one, not limited to this four anyway, is the power rack of change. Change, like we always know, is the only thing that is constant. Therefore, when change happens, don't be resistant to it. Always adapt. In fact, anticipate change. Anticipate what can change in the future and try and prepare for that change ahead of time. It will not meet you unaware. But when change comes, it's like power changes hand. Every time there is a change, power always changes hand. When we moved from going to NITEL to go and queue to call, and we moved to GSM, power changed. Power changed. And so the skills for people who were working in NITED in those days. So suddenly their skills were no more needed. Suddenly, new kind of skills now were needed. Now, those skills that were now needed now definitely now became the skills that what? That were in demand. So your skills will always, the world we are in, the demand for skills will always change based on the technology in place, based on what is happening. Always, please, remember to build yourself, build your back, build your muscles with the power rank of change. Don't resist change. Rather, build yourself up to be in a position to deliver value whenever there is a change. These are the 4 areas I want to mention. There are many other areas to build growth mindset, but this is how we build growth mindset. I've used this for as I round off my personal story. I've been opportuned to be in the tech space for 24 years now, and in those 24 years, I have disrupted myself 5 times. This is a long story. I'm going to cut it short to about 2 minutes. I've disrupted myself 5 times. My first degree was mechanical engineering. I was a core mechanical engineer for only 2 years. Only just 2 years. I looked at where the world was going. An opportunity came in the year 2000 to join a tech company. And I said to myself, and the chance is, okay, so I'll tell you what happened. So one of the skills that I have is a skill for story writing. So I used to direct plays. I write scripts and I direct theater plays. So there was a play I directed in 1004 or in 2000. And somebody was the MD of a company, of a tech company, who needed somebody creative to join their sales team, saw me, and he approached me. And the rest, they say, is history. That's how come he said, look, you are very creative. You wrote this script and directed this script. Can you apply your creativity into our sales process? Because everything is all about the bottom line. No matter how techy your company is, if you don't make money, you will go extinct. And so that's how come a mechanical engineer, I joined the sales team of a tech company, and I've never looked back. Okay, so that was my first disruption. Second disruption, 3 years into that role as a sales executive in the tech company, I found out that I could not speak the language of the CIO. In those days, the buyers were just the CIO. The buyers in companies of technology were the CIOs. I saw that I couldn't speak the language of the CIOs. So I told the management, I want to move from sales. I want to move to consulting. Consulting team are the tech people. They're the techie people that actually implement the software, the BI software that we're implementing for companies and using to automate their reporting process, to make reporting just a click of a button for companies to understand what is going on, whether it's production report, whether it's performance management report, whether it's ALCO report in banking, whatever, report it is, planning report in manufacturing, all of those, we're automating that process, for companies. And so I said, I want to join the consulting team. I want to learn how to implement this software. That's the way, that's the second time I choose to disrupt myself. Okay, I went into consulting, learned afresh. I didn't study computer science, but I learned how to implement business intelligence software. And today, that has led me to where I am. That was second time. And after many years, after I've implemented for many companies, implemented for many organizations, I said, let me go and write my certification exam. And I wrote my certification exam, put my lawyer to the test. And that's things people don't want to do. Try and put your knowledge to the test. Okay? And I wrote my certification exam. I scored, passed very well, became certified. Okay, not just practically, but also on paper. Okay, second attempt. Third attempt, towards 2012, 2010, I saw that the world was moving from just technology to digital. And so then I joined SAP and I said, look, I want to understand digital transformation. And so I opted to join digital transformation engagement in SAP. Third time, I disrupted myself. And after that, I went back to school to go and study digital leadership in Boston University, Question Business School. And then because I love design thinking, it brings innovation home. I also choose to have a postgraduate program in design thinking, okay, all for digital transformation. That was the fourth time I disrupted myself. And today, I'm working as value advisor to different governments across Africa on how they can get value from their digital transformation initiative. Always think of how you can disrupt yourself before the market disrupts you. I'll say it again. Always think of how you can disrupt yourself before the market disrupts you. The same way companies can be disrupted, you as a professional too can be disrupted, and you will have no opportunity of adding value. And then the market will have no place for you. Think of how to disrupt yourself. It is so, so important. So let's round off with our final set of questions, last 3 questions, okay? And we're going to round off today. So it's coming. It's coming, it's coming. These are quotes from past presidents of the US. Okay, no, not past presidents. I've given you expo now for the next question. Okay, so who said this?
Yes, this
Who said
is
this one?
always a highlight. So over to you, 3MTT fellows. Let's see who will. Wow, our answers are
Beautiful.
in.
So one of the famous quotes of Mark Zuckerberg, and that's the reason why Facebook is still the leading social media globally. Facebook has way about 3 billion subscribers. Monthly active users of Facebook is now over 2 billion. The monthly MAUs of Facebook is over 2 billion. That is more than 3 continents. Why? Because Facebook is always disrupting itself. Facebook is always looking for how to do things better. Meta is always disrupting itself. And that's the mindset of Mark and the team. He said, Hackaway is an approach to building that involves continuous improvement and iteration. Hackers always believe that something can always be better. So Mark says, build the Hackaway. And that's also important. It's the growth mindset. Whatever you are building, don't think whatever you have built, don't think whatever skill you have has reached the optimum. No, it can always be better. Your skills can always be better. The app you have built can always be better. That is the Hacker way. Hackers believe that nothing is foolproof, that no system is foolproof. No system, every system will have at least one vulnerability. That's what hackers believe. And the same belief is what you must bring into your career. Your career, your skills is not foolproof. There is something that you can do better. Always believe that. So next one. Question is coming. And please answer very fast. Who said this one? Who said this one? It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Among these past presidents. Wow. Oh, everybody thought it was John F. Kennedy. Because John F. Kennedy has one of the most popular quotes. He said, think not of what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That was John F. Kennedy. Theodore Roosevelt said, it is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed at something. That's a growth mindset, Theodore Roosevelt. Okay, so that was wrong by many people. Sorry about that. I think one more for the day. The last one, yeah. Question 8 of 8. The last question for the day. Who said this one too? Growth mindset. Who said this? It's not that I'm so smart. It is just that I stay with problems longer. Among these innovators, who said this? Yeah, many of us got it. Many of us got it. Yeah, it's Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein. And that is the growth mindset. Okay? Staying longer with the things that are challenging. Even our elders say that it is in the place where something is difficult that you will find a man. You know, let me not translate it to my local language because that's the way we understand it better. So please, we must have a growth mindset, a mindset that believes that whatever skill I have today can always be better. Therefore, I must be open to learning. Therefore, I must not be afraid to fail. In 2011, when I was preparing for my CISA exam, I was traveling to different countries. I had just little time to read. But that little time, if it's just 4 hours in the plane, flying, or 6 hours in the plane, going from Lagos to Joburg, that 6 hours, I will spend it reading in the plane before I get down and I get to work. Now, thankfully, at the end, I almost postponed writing my CISA exam in 2011. But because I didn't want to fail, I don't like failing. But then the mindset said, Derry, you must do this exam. Even if you fail, then you will take it again. And that was what I used to face the exam. Thankfully, I didn't fail. I passed the exam. Thankfully. So it is that mindset that even if you fail, you will take it again. You will learn again and you will do it better. That is the growth mindset that will help us take on anything at any time. So, Zara, over to you. The leaderboard, what's happening? The final.
Ha, 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 ha. Woo!
So it's Montana.
Woo! Montana has retained her crown.
Congrats to
Joanna
Montana.
and Bosan tried to take it off, but Montana said, no, I am fighting for this and I am keeping this. So
Okay.
congratulations, Montana.
Congratulations to Montana. So there is an headset for the winner that will get
Wow.
across to Victoria, and Victoria will get across to whoever Montana is. I hope we'll not be seeing different people saying they are
Congratulations.
Montana. But my
I'm seeing
contribution,
people coming forward. Real
my contribution
Montana, this is for you, and we'll be expecting
is
to hear from you.
great.
Thank you
So
so
finally, the
much.
parting shot today is that personal growth is most times, not just sometimes, is an uncomfortable experience, but then it is a rewarding experience. Have a personal growth, have a growth mindset, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for the time together. I'm sorry I've taken some time. I hope we can still have questions in the next 3 to 5 minutes. Over to you, Zara.
Thank you so much, sir. This is definitely one of the most value-packed 1 hour that I've had in a long time. And I know that I speak for the 3MTT fellows when I say this, because I mean, I've just been going through their comments through this session and they have been communicating the same thing. So thank you, sir. Next, we're going to move quickly into our Q&A session. So fellows and learning community, bring in your questions. We've had a lot to digest in this 1 hour, and I know that we have questions. So please bring it in, and then we'll take a few questions before we round off for the day. So while we take that, I will just talk through some of the things that I have picked up personally, from this lecture. And the first one is that growth mindset is a choice, right? It's a choice that you have to make. And, it's just been very interesting learning this. The second thing is that my talent and ability is not enough, right? You can be the smartest, but you need good mindset to just move forward in your career. So please, we're still waiting for your questions. Type it in. We'll take 1 or 2 questions because we don't have a lot of time, right? And then we'll move on. So the next thing that I learned is that organizations are always looking for skills that will deliver value. And I personally believe this, and I'm sure that they can all testify, because every time we post opportunities in our job boards, right? But, you know, organizations, like you said, are always looking for who will deliver value. So you just have to prepare yourself and ensure that when that opportunity comes, you are ready. You are ready, right? And then the last thing I want to share is the I will do better mindset. Throughout your career as fellows, you have different challenges, hackathons, your tests, assessments that you have to do. And sometimes, like you said, it's not always a smooth ride, right? So you definitely need this I will do better mindset to be able to learn and move forward, right? Okay, so now we'll just go through and see if we have any questions. Questions, people, questions, people. Okay, so somebody is asking that how can someone sustain the pace after receiving motivation to do something new, and then you get encountered with difficult times? So how do you sustain that motivation? Thank you.
That, you know, it can be very challenging when, as it were, the way they say it in the local parlance, when they pour cold water, they pour cold water on your enthusiasm. It can be very challenging. It can be very challenging. What I've learned and what I've done in the past is to look at the end goal. Always focus on the end goal. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Without casting a passion, as passion on anybody. In the past, I've said to some of my peers in the past that, look, I was going to achieve this. I was going to achieve this. And they laughed. I remember that day at lunch. And this was early 2005, when I said, look, I'm going to work with SAP. And he said, we are all young graduates. Say, I'm going to work with SAP. I was going to work with this company. And they said, how? A German company, a global company. How can you do it? But now it is history. It is history. So, you don't let what people say. There will always be naysayers. Please note that. There will always be naysayers around you. There will always be. And naysayers can actually spoil you. It depends on the mindset you have. If you have a positive mindset, you can turn what the naysayers say into your motivation to prove them wrong. You can turn it. So whatever people say to try to pour cold water on your enthusiasm, turn it to your springboard and use that to prove them wrong. And to the glory of God today, I've proved the people that laughed at me at lunch that time in 2005 when I said I was going to work with this German company, this global company, and they all laughed. Say, how will you do it? What will happen? But now, so turn whatever the naysayers say into your springboard. Try and work hard to prove them wrong. As long as it's a goal for you, as long as it is something you want to achieve, as long as it is rewarding, focus on that end goal. Focus on the reward. And whatever you need to do, whatever thing you need to learn to get there, to be able to achieve it, please focus on it. There will always be naysayers. There will always be, every time. Please note that. They will never end, though.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take one more question before we move on and wrap up for the day. So the second question is this: what can someone do when you want to improve your skills, but you don't have enough resources, right? You want to improve your skills, but you don't have enough resources to do that.
Okay, so what I've done, and again, I can only share with you what I've done because for me, I like to be practical. I like to say what has been done, not what can be done, but what has been done. What I've done is that I have found out that there are free resources. There are free resources. You just need to be able to dedicate your time. Those free resources, they may not be available in a format that will make it easy for you to learn. Some may be in the format of books, some may be in the format of text, some may be in the format where you have to read, not really a learning or a training format. Hey, if that is what you can lay your hands on, then plan yourself, plan your time, dedicate more time to learn via that channel. So start with the free resources. And you know what? What I've also learned is that when I'm looking for the free resources, you will just somehow stumble on one resource that you never knew was available that will help you out. It is until you begin to look for how to get it done at the level you are with what is available to you that you will discover what can be done that you are looking for and you thought could not be done. So thank God today for YouTube. Thank God today for YouTube. It is as you begin to look for what can be done with the resources that you have or with what's available to you that you will discover what you thought was not available but can be done. So start with what is available unto you and you'll be surprised. There are a lot of resources that are free. And again, share with somebody, for all you know, somebody has a resource. Somebody has some things he has downloaded. Somebody has some things he has, just share with people. You'll be surprised, how somebody has access to a particular, resource and it can share with you. You'll be surprised.
I agree. And for context, 3MTT offers a lot of these resources, right? Every month we give out 50 laptops to deserving fellows. So all you need to do, like our guest speaker has said, is explore those opportunities. There are always resources, there are always opportunities available. There are always hackathons available for you to access resources, right? Just put in the hard work and I'm sure that you have all that sorted. Okay, so, good. We're coming to the end of this session. And I wish we can just stay on and on talking about growth mindset because it's been such an interesting session, but we have to bring it to a close. Personally, I would just want to thank you on behalf of 3MTT, on behalf of the fellows and the learning community. It's been such a wonderful knowledge-filled 1-hour session with you. It's been engaging, and just from the comments that I have here, somebody saying, take home is that they would always find ways to disrupt. This is something that they are taking home and they would imbibe into their daily lives, just so you know that you have made impact here today. So thank you so much, sir, for your time and for inspiring us. We look forward to having more sessions like this, and please taking out time for us whenever we knock on your door and ask you to just come and help out. So thank you so much. It's been wonderful and knowledge-filled. All right. So that brings us.
Thank you, Zara. Thank you, 3MTT. It's been a pleasure learning today too. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. All right, people. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day.